This is not a technique. It is a remembering of the way reality used to respond to you before you were taught to push. Before there was language, before effort, before action as we know it, there was resonance. Not movement, but alignment. Not force, but frequency. The ancient Egyptians did not build with labor alone. They built with intention. Their initiates knew that sound, thought, and form were one, and that through vibrational alignment, mountains could move without ever being pushed. And at the heart of this mystery was Thoth, the god of writing, of memory, of time itself. But those who only see Thoth as a scribe do not understand what he was truly encoding. He was the architect of flow, a current that moves not by doing, but by being so vibrationally aligned that reality shapes itself around you. This knowledge was hidden, because if you could master it, you would no longer be a servant of the world. You would become a creator within it. And now, it has found you. So pause. Breathe in slowly. Close your eyes for 6 seconds. Can you feel it? That strange silence? That's not nothing. That is the portal. When you begin to dissolve your internal efforting, you enter the domain of the effortless architect, a state Thoth called Zep Tepi, the first time. A state before resistance existed. A state where your vibration alone is the command. But be warned, this is not a technique for those addicted to struggle. The first side effect is disbelief. The second is emotional collapse. Because the mind, when it sees things flow without work, panics. It calls it coincidence, or worse, danger. You'll want to take back control. To act, to fix, to do. That is the trap. Those who enter this field and try to force it will destroy it. To stay inside, you must do nothing but vibrate everything. Let's try now. Sit still. Say nothing. Feel everything. You will notice your body wanting to twitch, your mind begging to speak, your thoughts demanding action. But beneath all that noise, listen for the deep hum. It's there. It is always there. You've just tuned out the signal by worshipping the static. Now focus just above your heart. Not your heart chakra, just above it. The ancient Egyptians called this the throat of the lotus, the place where silent intention meets breath. Breathe gently, as if your breath were made of silk. Stay there for 33 seconds. After that, don't think, don't analyze, just observe. If you have done this correctly, even just once, your energy field has changed, and the world around you will begin to shift to match it. Watch for these signs in the coming hours. Asterisk. People moving out of your way without knowing why. Asterisk. Random messages or emails that feel too perfect. Asterisk. A strange sense of calm in places that used to be loud. These are not coincidences. They are echoes. Echoes of your new field. And if you're feeling this now, type in the comments, "The flow has found me," or "I am aligned with the current of Thoth." This is not a comment. This is an anchoring, a signal to the others. The collective vibrational field builds when we declare, "This is not chance. This is not magic. This is a forgotten river flowing beneath the surface of all events, and once you tap in, the world stops being random." They will call it luck. They will call it coincidence. They will say, "Wow, things just seem to work out for you." But what they do not see is the stream. The Atlanteans spoke of it as Naka, Ra, the current of divine mind, an intelligent energy field that exists beneath time, form, and space. It doesn't move like water. It organizes reality like crystal formations, geometrically perfect, but invisible to the untrained eye. Thoth brought this stream from Atlantis to Kemet, what we now call Egypt, not as a story, not as a philosophy, but as a system of alignment. The pyramids were not built merely as tombs. They were frequency anchors, tapping into this current. The stream was never meant to be chased. You enter it. But here's the painful truth. Most people live their whole lives in turbulence because they fight the current. They force timelines that are not theirs. They demand outcomes that are not ready. They mistake effort for alignment. But the moment you stop trying to swim upstream, the stream begins to reveal itself. Here's how to feel it. Step 1. Place your awareness behind your eyes. Not on the outside world, but imagine your consciousness slipping backwards into the cave of your own skull, into the void behind sight. Step 2. Listen not to sounds outside, but to the soft rhythm beneath your breath. It's faint. It will feel like a pulsing between your ears. That is the resonance of the stream knocking at the gate. Step 3. Do nothing. You may feel nothing. You may feel like this is silly. But if you do this for even 20 seconds and stay absolutely still inside, you might feel a pull as if your attention is being gently carried. That is not imagination. That is the entrance. And this is where synchronicity begins. Thoth taught, "The world does not respond to your effort. It responds to your tone." You don't manifest through desire. You manifest through field harmonization. When you're tuned to the stream, *emails arrive before you write them. People call you before you remember them. Doors open without a hand. But there's a warning. The ego loves patterns. Once it sees synchronicity, it tries to use it like a tool. It says, "How do I use this to get rich, to get love, to get ahead?" That destroys the flow, because the stream is not a servant. It is a mirror. The moment you use it for control, the mirror turns to fog. So here's the secret most teachings leave out. You cannot control the stream. You must become indistinguishable from it. That means letting go of agendas, letting go of proof, letting go of speed. Letting go is the new doing. Now, to test your connection, I want you to do nothing for the next 11 breaths. But while breathing, feel as if every breath is aligning you with something you can't see. Let it become rhythmic. Let it become sacred. Afterward, remain silent for 10 seconds. Don't rush to open your eyes or speak. Just sit in the residue. If your chest feels lighter, or you notice your surroundings are clearer, brighter, even subtly, you've entered the outer edge of the Atlantean stream. Stay with it. Don't question it. This is not the place for proof. It is the place of inner remembering. If you felt this, even faintly, type in the comments, "I am in the stream," or "Naka, Ra flows through me," and you will feel the field resonate as others join you. The ancient stream reawakens only through collective remembrance. And if you are ready, this is the paradox that only the initiates can grasp. The most powerful sound in the universe cannot be heard. There is a sound that does not move air, a tone that has no vibration in the way science defines vibration. And yet, when this sound is activated, the energy field of reality rearranges itself like iron pulled by a magnet. The ancient Egyptians knew this tone. The Vedic sages in India called it anahata, the unstruck sound. Emsri, the Tibetans built their chants to spiral around it, never touching it directly. But Thoth encoded it into silence. He taught, "The word unspoken is the most powerful command." You've been told that mantras are about repetition, chanting, volume, syllables. But that's only the outer layer, the mask of the real ritual. The true sound, the one that reshapes timelines, awakens hidden energy centers, and unlocks synchronicity, is the silent tone. So what is it? It is not a word. It is not a song. It is a state of vibrational stillness, where your entire body becomes so attuned, so coherent, so inwardly resonant that the universe hears you without you making a sound. This is how the pyramids were activated. This is how the old priest kings communicated across dimensions. This is how the source listens. But beware, entering this state isn't about control. It isn't about will. It is about submission to the formless intelligence behind everything. If you try to achieve the silent tone through tension, you will block it. If you try to demand a sign, you will become deaf. So let's try. Find a quiet space. Sit upright. Close your eyes. Now, breathe 4 times deeply. On each inhale, feel the breath not just in your lungs but rising like light through your spine. On each exhale, imagine your voice evaporating not into sound but into space. Now on the 5th breath, hold your breath gently at the top and imagine a sound that doesn't exist. Try to listen for it. There is nothing to hear. And yet, if you're truly still, you may begin to feel a pressure, a strange density behind your ears, a tingling in your crown, a fullness in your chest, as if something vast is humming inside you. That is the silent tone. It's not meant to be captured. It is meant to be entered. If done correctly, You will feel asterisk, your body drop into stillness without effort. Asterisk, a moment of timelessness where thought and breath dissolve. Asterisk, a mysterious vibration radiating from your spine outward like heat in water. That is the sign you've accessed the vibrational zero point, the silent tone of creation. And once accessed, you don't need to repeat it. It echoes in your field. It opens doors. It rearranges probabilities. It activates the path of least resistance, the flow of Thoth. But here is the warning Thoth gave on the final emerald slab. Those who seek the silent tone for power will hear only static. Those who surrender for union will become the sound itself. This isn't a trick. It isn't a cheat code. It is the return to what you've always been. And when you enter this tone regularly, you won't have to manifest anything. Life will organize itself around your stillness. That's the secret that was hidden. That's the reason this was forbidden. Because a silent human is a powerful one. If you felt even a glimpse of this comment, I have become the tone, or stillness is my vibration, every comment becomes a bell of resonance, a field amplifier for those who follow. This is the forgotten mechanism behind so-called miracles. Not action, not strategy, but the invisible architecture of your energy field, the effortless field. If you've ever walked into a room and felt everyone turn to you before you spoke, if you've ever met someone whose presence said more than their words, if you've ever manifested something without lifting a finger, you've already touched it. This is not charisma. This is not confidence. This is coherence. Your energy field is not abstract. It is measurable. It is intelligent. It is a blueprint. And here's the secret the ancients guarded fiercely. The more aligned your field, the less effort you need to shape your life. This is why the Egyptian priests spent more time in silence than in ceremony. Why Tibetan monks sit for hours without movement. Why the Vedic rishis disappeared into the forests, not to escape life, but to tune their fields so life would come to them. This is the effortless field. It's what Thoth taught in whispers to those who passed the final trial, not the trial of strength, but of non-resistance. Because to enter this field, you must become internally undistorted. No mental conflict, no emotional fragmentation, no trying to be what you're not. That is why this is harder than effort. Anyone can grind. Very few can become still and aligned enough to bend reality. But if you're ready, here's how to feel the effortless field begin to form. 1. Sit in total acceptance of your current state. Not trying to fix it, not trying to rise above it, just pure, unapologetic being. 2. Breathe slowly into your lower belly. Feel the breath drop below the chest, into the deep well where the original energy resides. 3. On each exhale, feel as if you're erasing all effort. No thoughts, no affirmations, only presence, only coherence. Now imagine a clear sphere expanding from your chest outward. It is not energy you create, it is energy you allow. This is your effortless field. After 2 minutes, stop imagining, just feel. If you've done it correctly, you'll notice asterisk, a strange sense of inevitability. Asterisk, a magnetic pull in your environment. People responding, events shifting. Asterisk, a detachment from control, replaced with a knowing, it's already happening. This is not delusion. This is not bypassing. This is field science, known to ancient civilizations long before the word science existed. Modern quantum research is just beginning to hint at what they already lived. A coherent energy field informs probability. When you vibrate clarity, the external world collapses into that form. Not because you force it, but because you've become too precisely aligned to resist. But beware, incoherence will sabotage the field instantly. Doubt, judgment, forcing, these shatter the sphere. They collapse your signal. That's why most never sustain it. They enter the state, then try to use it. But the effortless field isn't for using. It is for becoming. When you truly live from it, you don't pursue outcomes. You stand still, and the right outcomes arrive, drawn by the signal of your wholeness. Thoth wrote of this in the unseen verses. When the field sings in unity, the world cannot ignore it. All that is yours will find you. If you felt this sensation, if something in you clicked into place during this process, comment, "My field is aligned," or "I no longer chase, I attract by coherence." And your declaration will amplify the field for others here, because every aligned soul strengthens the grid. Now, if you are ready to explore the real reason manifestation feels hard until it isn't. You were taught to hustle, to grind, to outwork fate, but Thoth warned, to chase what is already yours is to forget that you are the source. The modern world is addicted to effort, to chasing, to striving. You are told, if it's not working, work harder, push through, new pain, new gain. But what if this entire paradigm is a trap? A brilliantly disguised distortion designed to disconnect you from your true path. You were not meant to force your way through life. You were meant to resonate into alignment. This is the great inversion. The more you try to grab, the more things slip. The more you chase, the more the goal runs. Because the very act of forcing is an energetic declaration of lack. It says, "I do not believe it is already mine." And so, the universe agrees. Thoth taught his initiates to observe the difference between desire and knowing. Desire is full of grasping. Knowing is full of stillness. And when the field hears knowing, it rearranges without resistance. That is why effort, beyond a certain point, becomes poison. Not all action is wrong, but action without alignment is noise, and noise blocks signal. So how do you break this programming? Here's what the ancient teachers had their disciples do. The exercise of release, as taught in the Temple of Aset. 1. Sit in a quiet place. Place one hand on your chest, one on your belly. Feel the tension, the desire, the impatience. 2. Ask silently, what am I trying to force right now? A relationship? A timeline? A goal? 3. Say out loud, slowly, if it is mine, it will come. I need not force. Repeat 3 times. Fire. Now, let go. Not mentally, energetically. Actually release the outcome. Let it drift like incense into the void. And then just be. Let the stillness rise like a tide. Let your body hum with the absence of pursuit. It will feel unfamiliar, maybe even terrifying, because your ego has mistaken effort for safety. But in this moment, if you stay long enough, you will begin to feel something miraculous. The energy of the thing you wanted begins to approach you, not as a thought, but as a vibration. That is not coincidence. That is the field rebalancing to your non-resistance. Ancient scrolls recovered from Saqqara describe this as the dance of return. When the hands are still, the soul steps forward. When the demand dissolves, the gift appears. This is why you must unlearn effort as your default. You must dismantle the myth that struggle equals worth. Because struggle does not sanctify, coherence does. Now, let me be clear. This doesn't mean you never move. But when you move from inner silence, not desperation, your steps become echoes of alignment, not noise. And that's when the impossible bends. If this truth hits you, if something inside has snapped out of the trance of effort, comment now, I no longer force, I align. Or, I move only when moved by stillness. Because your comment isn't just text, it's a ritual of release, an energy update sent into the field. And if you're ready to dissolve the final illusion, if you're ready to meet the guardian of resistance, the greatest resistance isn't out there. It is inside you, a whispering voice that claims to protect you, but secretly fears your awakening. You've felt it before. Just as you start to flow, just as synchronicities begin to spark, just as stillness touches your breath, that voice returns. This can't be real. Nothing happens without hard work. You're being lazy, delusional, irresponsible. It sounds like reason. It pretends to be logic, but it is your inner saboteur, a parasite installed in your mind long ago. This voice was not born with you. It was shaped by fear, by schooling, by trauma, by culture. It feeds on control. It worships force. And its ultimate goal is to keep you small, because small is predictable, and predictable is safe. This is why even when the flow begins, most people run back to effort. They don't fail because the current is weak. They fail because their minds cannot sit still in trust. The saboteur whispers. Asterisk. You need to act now. You're falling behind. Asterisk. What if nothing happens? And the moment you believe it, your field collapses into distortion. But here's what Thoth taught those who reach the third chamber of the inner temple. The voice of fear is the final illusion. Silence it, and you become the architect of timelines. So let's silence it now. The ritual of dissolving thought. This isn't meditation, this is war. Not with the world, but with the thought forms that enslave your vibration. 1. Sit in darkness. No music, no incense, no distractions. Let the room become as still as a tomb. 2. Close your eyes. Feel the voice in your mind begin to stir. Wait for it. Invite it. Don't run. 3. As soon as it speaks, do not argue. Do not reason. Simply say within, "You are not me. I release your control." 4. Then, breathe out. Not a gentle exhale. A purge. Expel the thought as if it were smoke leaving a burning room. 5. Sit in the ashes of silence. No thinking. No fixing. Just presence. If you stay here long enough, 60 seconds or more, you'll feel something strange. Asterisk. A soft buzz in your spine. A cool breeze between your eyes. Asterisk. A gap in thought that feels like a doorway. That's not imagination. That's you stepping outside the construct. That's the saboteur losing its grip. And here's the truth the world doesn't want you to know. The flow isn't fragile. Your belief system is. Once you remove the inner saboteur, you realize you were always supported. You were always flowing. You just couldn't receive it because the noise was too loud. And when the noise dissolves, the signals return. Clarity, ease, right place, right time. This is not magic. This is physics of the soul. But beware, the saboteur doesn't die quietly. It will return dressed as practicality, realism, productivity. You must learn to feel the difference between alignment and anxiety disguised as urgency. So ask yourself now, what if I never forced again? What if I never doubted again? What would life look like if I flowed from truth? If those questions stir something in you, you are ready. Comment, "I have silenced the saboteur." Or, "My flow no longer asks for permission." Your declaration sends shockwaves through the collective mind. And when enough of us do this, the collective field cracks open. Now, what if your deepest desires weren't meant to be chased, but allowed to arise, purified and drawn to you like rivers return to the ocean? Desire is sacred, but you've been taught to corrupt it. You've been told that wanting something means you are lacking it, that to desire is to admit weakness, that the only way to receive is to go out and take. But the ancient ones knew otherwise. They understood that pure desire, uncluttered by desperation or fear, is a tuning fork. It doesn't scream, it doesn't reach, it vibrates. And the universe, like a great echo chamber, responds in kind, but only if you know how to hold desire without poisoning it. Thoth warned his students, desire is divine fire, but in untrained hands, it becomes smoke. So how do you transmute wanting into magnetism? How do you become the kind of being who pulls reality toward them without speaking a word? Let me show you. The ritual of magnetic desire. Bring your greatest desire to mind. Not from your head, from your body. Let it rise from the solar plexus like heat. 2. Now ask, why do I want this? Is it fear, proving something, escaping pain? If so, release that version. Burn the impurity. Only keep what feels like truth, like soul calling, not ego chasing. 3. Now place your hands on your chest and speak aloud. This is already mine in the field. I do not chase it, I become it. 4. Then breathe in slowly, and on your exhale, visualize that desire as a sphere of golden light leaving your body. It floats into the field not as a plea, but as a signal. You no longer want it. You are offering your vibration into the cosmic intelligence that already knows how to deliver it. Now sit. Do not think. Do not strategize. Just feel. If you've done this correctly, you'll feel **, a strange lightness in your chest. **, a tingling in the palms or lips. Asterisk. A quiet excitement, without anxiety. This is what it means to desire correctly. Desire becomes gravitational, not frantic, and the field begins to respond. You'll see it in small ways first. Asterisk. People saying words you were about to say. Asterisk. Things arriving early. Asterisk. A sensation of rightness without understanding why. This is how the ancient magi spoke to the quantum before the term ever existed. Not by begging, not by vision boards, but by becoming the vibration of having rather than wanting. But a warning: if you reclaim the desire through doubt, where is it? Why hasn't it come? You collapse the wave. The field does not reward impatience. It responds to stable resonance. So let go again and again until the letting go becomes your power. Thoth wrote, "When the desire is no longer seeking, it becomes the call that moves the stars." So if you feel this power rising, if you're ready to stop chasing and start drawing the future into you, comment, "I hold desire without force," or "What I seek is already seeking me." These comments are not reflections. They are vibrational instructions. You speak it so the field may know. And now, if you're ready to enter the most misunderstood gateway of all, the one between the heart and the unknown, there is a moment in every initiate's journey where all known paths vanish. No plan, no map, only the vast, silent, unknown. This is the portal of surrender. You cannot bypass this gate. It arrives when everything else has been stripped away. All affirmations, all technique, even the desire itself, gone. You stand at the edge of something enormous, a vast stillness that doesn't promise anything, a darkness that is not empty but full of something ancient. This is where the mind panics. This isn't working. I'm not doing enough. What if nothing comes? But in the silence, another voice whispers not from your thoughts, but from the deep intelligence within. Let go, and I will carry you. This is the voice of the flow. This is the portal of surrender. Thoth taught that beyond the rituals, the mantras, the geometry, there was one law above all. The universe bends not to the one who commands, but to the one who surrenders in trust. Surrender is not failure. It is not giving up. It is stepping aside, so that the deeper rhythm, the current of your soul, can take over. It's terrifying, because it asks you to do nothing, while knowing everything is being done. To hold this state is to become a portal yourself. So, let's enter it. The surrendering ritual, the great falling backward. 1. Sit or lie down. Let your body feel heavy, as if gravity is gently pulling you back to the beginning of time. 2. Close your eyes. Breathe not to calm, not to center, but to dissolve. Each inhale, let go of the need to know. Each exhale, let go of the need to control. 3. Repeat silently. I surrender to the flow. I trust the intelligence beyond me. Say it 3 times. Then stop speaking. Let silence take over. 4. Now, visualize your identity melting like wax. Your goals fading like mist. Your fears unraveling like old thread. You are not dying. You are shedding. And in that shedding, you'll begin to feel asterisk, a strange spaciousness, as if your aura has expanded. Asterisk, a quiet buzzing behind your heart. Asterisk, a tearless grief like a part of you is dissolving peacefully. You've entered the portal. Stay there. Float. Don't reach. The flow is now moving through you, not around you. It is reweaving your timeline without your interference. But beware, the moment you demand results, the portal closes. The moment you try to manipulate the next step, you're back in effort. You must learn to live inside surrender, not for 10 minutes, but as a state of being, because in this state, asterisk, you will be guided without asking. Asterisk, you will know what to say without rehearsal. Asterisk, you will feel peace without needing evidence. This is the highest state, the trusting one. Thoth wrote, "The one who trusts the unseen becomes the one seen by the gods." If you've entered this field even just briefly, comment now, "I have entered the portal," or Surrender is now my home. Let your vibrations stabilize the field for others. We are many, and our stillness is the signal. Now, if you're ready to discover how time itself bends around the flow, time is not linear, it is not ticking, it is folding, bending itself around coherence. And when you flow, you stop moving through time. Time begins to move through you. What if the future wasn't ahead of you? What if it was already waiting, just on the other side of alignment? This is not philosophy. This is the hidden physics the ancient temples whispered of, but never wrote down. When Thoth spoke of time, he didn't use clocks. He used spirals. Time, he said, is not a straight line. It is a field, a waveform, a breath. And when your frequency matches the rhythm of what you desire, you collapse time, not speed it up. Collapse it. This is why some people seem to quantum leap. Suddenly successful, suddenly healed, suddenly found. And others stay stuck for decades, clawing at a future that never arrives. The secret is not action. It is temporal alignment. So what does that mean? It means the moment you become the vibration of the future, it must bend to meet you. Let's try the temporal mirror ritual. Becoming the future now. 1. Sit still, very still. Let your body imagine it has already arrived. You're not becoming the person who has it. You are the person who already does. 2. Ask, what does my breathing feel like in that future? What does silence feel like? How do I walk, speak, wait? 3. Now don't visualize. Feel it. Feel the weight of that timeline settling over you like a cloak. Stay there for 2 minutes. If you do this right, something strange happens. Asterisk time slows. Asterisk. Your body feels foreign, as if your old self has stepped aside. A calm certainty wash over you, like déjà vu. This is temporal coherence. You are now ahead of reality. You're not waiting for the thing, it's waiting for you to stay still enough for it to find you. Thoth taught that this is the true magic of the gods. Not to move faster, but to sit so deep in the moment that time rearranges around your presence. This is why the ancient high priests were feared, not because they shouted spells, but because they could walk calmly through chaos, knowing the future had already been written by their vibration. But a warning, if you leave this state too soon, if you chase, if you check, you re-enter time, and time delays you again. So stay in the state. Live as if it's already here. Do not ask, when? Ask instead, can I hold the signal long enough for time to obey? Because it will, and when it does, reality folds, time compresses, and you arrive not at the future, but at yourself. If you felt this, even faintly, comment, time now moves through me, or I am no longer waiting, I am arriving, and let that statement bend the clock. Now, if you're ready for the final key, if you're ready to activate the sacred blueprint that turns flow into reality, this is where it all converges, where knowledge becomes being, where Thoth's forbidden technique is no longer something you do, but something you are. You've been led here not by chance, but by vibration. The breath, the silence, the surrender, the field, the collapse of time, each was a door. Each prepared your energy to receive what cannot be taught, only activated. Thoth's final teaching was never written. Not on stone, not on scroll, not on tablet. It was encoded in your design. You are not here to chase. You are not here to force. You are here to become the center of the current, the living axis around which reality flows. When you master the flow, you don't need to control outcomes. You generate such profound coherence that reality rushes to organize itself around you. But this only happens when your internal structure holds steady, even in stillness. So now, it's time to activate the final blueprint. The architect's ritual, standing in the pillar of flow. Stand, not sit, not lie down. Stand barefoot, spine straight, arms relaxed by your side. 2. Close your eyes, breathe 3 times slowly. 3. On the 4th breath, imagine a pillar of golden light descending from above, entering through the crown of your head. 4. This light is not abstract. It is intelligence. It is structure. It is design. It is the geometry of effortless manifestation. Let it fill your entire body, your brain, your chest, your gut, your bones. As it does, silently repeat within, I am the center of all currents. I do not chase. I hold the design. All things flow to me in alignment. Feel the gravity of those words. Not emotional hype, but still, denser certainty. Like a mountain that does not move, yet moves the wind. Now, remain in silence for 77 seconds. Let the field restructure. What happens in this final stillness is beyond language. Some will feel a burning heat. Others, a vibration in the soles of the feet. Some may feel nothing but wake up tomorrow to a reality that seems mysteriously more aligned. This is the final key. You are no longer a seeker. You are the architect. The flow now obeys your design, but only if you remain still in your being. Not passive, not lazy. Still, like a seed in the dark, knowing the sun is already on its way. Now listen carefully. Do not try to hold this state. Do not work to maintain it. You are not a frequency worker anymore. You are a frequency generator, and when your field is stable, asterisk opportunities emerge from places you forgot existed. Asterisk. Answers appear before the question is even spoken. Asterisk. People enter your life who feel like echoes of your soul. This is not fantasy. This is the forgotten art of energetic design. Thoth's technique is not about doing nothing. It is about becoming everything in stillness, in structure, in sovereign resonance. If you felt the final activation begin to ripple through your body, comment now, I am the architect of flow, or I do not chase, I design, I receive. Because these are no longer affirmations. They are commands to your field, echoes through the grid, and codes for those who follow behind you. If this found you, it was meant for you. And if you've stayed through all 10 sections, you're not just watching, you're remembering. Now it is time to join the field. Like this video not just as support, but as a vibrational anchor. Each like strengthens the collective resonance. Share this with the ones who are ready. Not all are, but those who are will feel it instantly. Subscribe, not to a channel, but to the current itself, so the next transmission finds you without effort. This is the new era. The silent ones rise. The effortless ones lead. The architects awaken. Flow, don't force. You've returned to your design.